Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price today as we are closing 4-hour candles above the $49,700 support level. And exactly like we talked about in our video 2 days ago, we saw a very nice consolidation in this area throughout the weekend with altcoins seeing major gains. But now we are above this major level. I want to talk about exactly what this means for Bitcoin because we also have closed 4-hour candles above the Ichimoku cloud for the first time since this downtrend started. And just like we predicted in our video 2 days ago, Ethereum is seeing more strength in Bitcoin. You can see the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart is in a potential reversal, and we see with the Ethereum to US dollar chart, we are back inside of this channel and we are heading towards our target of 1760. We have a lot to look at today. We'll also cover others dominance, Bitcoin dominance, and I'll give you guys some thoughts on the DXY and how I believe it's going to open as we start to see traditional markets open up later today. And then we'll cover some of the trades that we've been taking on our Discord. You guys are watching the Snipers channel. My name is Naeem Al-Obeidi. If you appreciate this content, remember to like this video. First, I want to talk about exactly what's happening to Bitcoin because it is still Sunday. Traditional markets have yet to open, and so this is still the time of manipulation in the cryptocurrency market. However, we are seeing some strength with Bitcoin's price action. You can see here we are now above the $49,700 support level. This is a major area for us to stay above right now for Bitcoin. I'd like for us to stay above 49,700 as traditional markets start to open up. At this point, if we're able to maintain price action above 49,700, the next likely target is going to be 57,412, which is the previous weekly open. Now realize that on the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, we also have a nice confirmation here of 4-hour candles closing above this Ichimoku cloud. That is a very positive thing for Bitcoin. I really believe that as traditional markets open up, if they open up strong, which there is a potential that could happen as we did close the week very weak, then that could really catalyze Bitcoin to really start to see price action up to that $57,412 area. That would be the bullish case if we start to see traditional markets open up strong. Of course, realize now on the 4-hour chart, we are also above all 4-hour moving averages. That is a very positive thing for Bitcoin, but we know this has happened already before and we already saw this break back down. So we have to keep caution here. Of course, it is the weekend, so we have to realize that. That's why I personally did not take a Bitcoin trade, but we were trading altcoins, and I'll talk about exactly why and what trades that we've been taking. But realize that for the downside, if 49,700 breaks, then at that point, we come back into this channel and 44,800 and 49,700 become open field, of course. So those are really the potential cases that I see happening for Bitcoin as traditional markets open up. I don't see a more bearish case just yet where we come to the weekly and monthly open unless we see real weakness in traditional markets as they open. But so far, things are looking extremely bullish. We're getting some nice buy volume with a lack of sell pressure. I still would like to see more institutional type buy volume, but for now, the fact that we're above 49,700 is a very positive thing. And if we stay above this level for longer, then 57,412 becomes extremely likely, and that would be my next target for Bitcoin. But when we look at what's happening to Ethereum, exactly like we predicted, we have a potential reversal on our hands when it comes to the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, and that's why we're seeing such strength here with the Ethereum to US dollar chart. Of course, they just passed the deflationary update for Ethereum that will come in the June-July timeframe. And so once Ethereum starts to burn the gas fees, that's going to have a huge impact on the supply of Ethereum. And so I think that we're seeing a direct reaction of this. And you can see with this volume, we're seeing very nice institutional type volume where we're seeing very nice orders come in on the 4-hour chart. That to me is extremely positive. I think that if this 200 period moving average here breaks, which is right at that 1680 area, it's going to be a straight shot to 1760. And if 1760 breaks, that would be a straight shot to the previous weekly open at 1933 for Ethereum. And that would be my next target. If we get above 1680, that would be highly, highly likely. Of course, on the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, what you'll notice as well here is we are above this red. And this is the first time since we dropped down from the $2,000 area. And so that is very positive for Ethereum. If traditional markets open up strong, then this is going to be the chart to watch, in my opinion. When we look at the Ethereum and the Bitcoin chart, we know that on this weekly chart, we have now broken above the 20-week moving average. That is a very positive thing for the Ethereum chart, we do have a potential reversal on our hands, especially the fact that we're closing 4-hour and hourly candles above 32,500. I told you guys on our video 2 days ago that was the key level to watch, and you can see on the daily moving averages we have come back above the 200 and 100 period moving average for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, currently finding support at the 200 period moving average. As long as Ethereum stays above 32,500 Satoshis, it is going to be extremely bullish against Bitcoin. In my opinion, there's a lot of room for upside for Ethereum, especially as we'll take a look at others' dominance and Bitcoin dominance and what the trend is looking like there. But so far, things are looking very good. I'd like to get above the previous weekly open here soon at 33,600, and that would be a confirmation that we could start heading towards the 35,000 Satoshi level. But for now, we want to stay above 32,500 Satoshis to maintain ourselves above the 20-week moving average as well as the 100 and 200 period moving average on the daily chart. And so that's going to be critical for me when it comes to Ethereum and Bitcoin chart. But I am expecting some very nice upside here compared to Bitcoin if we stay above that $32,500 level, especially if we get above 33,674. At this point, it's really a race to who can get to the previous weekly open first. So you can see Ethereum to Bitcoin has already gotten there, but we are currently finding a small rejection in this area. That's totally normal, and that's garden variety. But realize that we did wick above it, so we know this may not be the final destination and that there is potential upside here for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, as I've been telling you guys. And when we look at others' dominance, we have reached our target here at 12.15% dominance. We just came right below it, but you can see in the daily chart we did see a wick to this major resistance area, and I don't expect altcoins to see weakness just because of the fact that we're maintaining this ascending support level so well right now. And then when we look at Bitcoin dominance, you can see we are starting to see some weakness here with Bitcoin dominance. And especially on Saturday when we started to see Ethereum run up, you can see Bitcoin dominance started to come down below the 61.75% dominance area, and now it's below the weekly and the monthly open. And I talked about 61.75 being a critical level, and the fact that we're below that right now, there is a potential we could see this get rejected again and for more downside on Bitcoin dominance, while we start to see a lot of the altcoins see major upside. And then realize on the daily chart, if we were to look at the market structure here, we do have a potential head and shoulder forming here for the Bitcoin dominance chart. So if this breaks down, our target's going to be 57% dominance. Of course, on others' dominance, we're seeing quite the opposite. You can see we have a very nice V formation here, and it's moving very strong to the upside. And so that gives me confidence that we could potentially see a lot of upside here for altcoins in the next coming weeks. And then I want to talk about the DXY, because this was the reason we saw a major dump in traditional markets as we saw the week close. And this is exactly what I've been watching and telling you guys to keep track of. But realize at this point, if we pull up this daily chart and we were to assume that a channel is forming here, I'm going to do some technical analysis here that will give you guys a good perspective on my understanding of what's happening here. So realize that we do have this potential channel forming here for the DXY, and we are potentially at the top area of this channel. You can see we can actually link this channel back to this structural level, and this would give us a very solid reading here on what's happening with the DXY. And understand that as I took a look at what really happened on Friday for the DXY, I noticed that this could have potentially have been the top for the DXY, and we could potentially start heading lower because of the fact that we look at the candle that actually acted as a major resistance for the DXY. What you'll notice here is this candle, the low of this candle was 91.746, and the candle before that was 91.993, but the DXY ended up closing at 91.977, which means that the DXY was only able to climb up the wick of this candle before being rejected and closing below this candle. And so what that would make me assume is if previous support becomes resistance, then this support area really acted as a strong resistance for the DXY, and that could open the week with the DXY coming back down potentially to retest this 150 period moving average. And that could be the case to see traditional markets and even Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies see upside. But really, as we start to see the markets open, if we're not able to get higher in the DXY, even a little bit higher, 0.2%, 0.5%, then there's a potential we could see this drop down, and that would give us the bullish case for the other assets, because when the DXY comes down, assets come up, right? And we know oil is breaking out. And if we were to assume what's the more reliable asset here, oil or the dollar that's backed by nothing, but oil actually has some sort of use case, I would say oil is the more legitimate asset here. And in this case, you know, because the dollar and oil both went up on Friday, and usually they have inverse relationships, I think the DXY is the one faking us out based on the weakness that we're seeing, because we couldn't even close above the second highest candle that was supposed to be a support level. We barely were able to close inside of the wick of this candle, which obviously was a support level, and previous support becomes resistance. So there is a potential we could see the dollar come down. And by the way, I do want to give away one of my favorite books on investing, Trading Psychology, the Bible for all traders. If you guys want to enter into this giveaway, just comment below and share this video, and you'll have an opportunity to win this book giveaway. And I do want to cover some of the trades that we've taken on our Discord. We've been taking a lot of altcoin trades, as you guys can see: Theta, RLC, Sol, Acro. I do want to cover some of these trades that we've been taking in our Discord and why we've been taking some of these trades in our Discord. So first and foremost, we have Sol USDT here. This was a very nice ascending triangle breakout. I'll talk about exactly why we took this trade. You can see we sent this trade out here on the 6th at 6 p.m. As soon as we came down to the support of this ascending triangle, I sent an entry for a buy stop right above the resistance of the triangle at 13.304, assuming that this support was going to hold and that we were going to trend up and then break out. And if we were going to break out, we were going to enter at this exact position. And you can see that's exactly what ended up happening here. And that trade alone has already resulted in some very nice profits, over 4% profits after we saw this breakout. And so this was a very simple play, taking market structure, an ascending triangle, as well as sending out the trade at the support level, not going for the short because of the fact that we went ahead and sent an entry here at the breakout area, not the breakdown area. And of course, that ended up trending up, breaking out, and then seeing profits. So congratulations to those that took that trade. I do want to cover some more complex trades. Here's one that I personally sent out for Acro USDT. You can see we had an entry here at 3885. And we sent this trade out here on the 6th at 6 p.m. as well. And you can see as soon as that broke out from our entry, that resulted in over 5% profits. And this was a very complex trade for most traders. I basically went to look for what was a previous support that is now resistance, because of the fact that we saw a very nice bullish divergence here on the 4-hour chart. Remember, I don't use indicators as a primary tool to trade. I use them as confirmation. So knowing that we had this bullish divergence, this was a hidden bullish divergence with price action forming a higher low and with the oscillator here forming a lower low, what I realized was I wanted to trade this breakout, but I needed to find a potential resistance and support area. And so when you look here, we do have this support area that acted as a very good support after a major dump. I typically like to look at candles that have a lot of price action when determining my support and resistance levels. And you can see the low of this candle was 38888. And then we see here, this was another point in which we had a lot of volume come in, and it ended up being a resistance at the candle high of 3883. So what I decided to do was, knowing that we had a support and a resistance here, I decided to set up an entry at 3885, just above those two levels, in between the 3888 and 3883 level. And of course, that ended up playing out. The bullish divergence went ahead and we started to see a lot more volume come in, and this also played a part in why I sent this trade out. And as soon as we started to see this breakout from 3885, of course, we came up and hit all of our targets there. And so that was a little bit more of a complex trade. RLC was also a bit of a complex trade. I used the Ichimoku cloud on this one specifically, and I want to talk about how I like to use the Ichimoku cloud. So with RLC, you can see here on the 4-hour chart, we had never come above this Ichimoku cloud since we broke down from the highs here, but we started to trend inside and consolidate of the red cloud. And I talked about this yesterday. I'm totally cool with price action inside of the cloud, because as long as we're not breaking down from the cloud, then things could still be extremely bullish. And exactly what happened here, we started to come up towards this cloud. And when I started to see that we were coming out of this cloud, I knew that if we were to break out from this cloud resistance, there was most likely going to be a very nice push to the upside because we had never tested that area in the past. And of course, I sent that trade out here at 6, and you can see I set an entry just above where the cloud was at the time, and that was at 1.7560. You can see as soon as we got above that cloud, we saw a lot more volume come in. We saw price action to the upside, and that trade alone resulted in over 6% profit. So those are 3 of the trades that we've taken on our Discord. You can see Bitcoin is starting to come down as we start to see traditional markets open up here soon. So this is going to be a very interesting chart to watch. I do want to give out the books for our last 3 videos. For those that want to enter into this video, just comment below and share this video. We have a lot of winners to choose here. So the first one is going to be Greatest Thinker. He says, best crypto channel. Send me a message on Instagram and I will go ahead and send you this book. For our other video, Military Base says, nice video, please keep it up. Go ahead and send me a message on Instagram. The link is in the description below. You also want a book. And then we'll pick our last giveaway winner. We'll do one of the newer comments. How about that? Let's see. Jachem Stoughton says, well said, everything I was thinking, but I missed the DXY chart, haha. You want a book as well, go ahead and send me a message on Instagram. The link is in the description below. If you want to enter into this giveaway, comment below and share this video. And that's about it for today, guys. I know we went through a lot, but it is a very critical Sunday. And as you all know, Sunday is the most manipulated in the crypto markets, and even Saturday, we see the most amount of volatility. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here to Bitcoin. I really believe if the traditional markets open up strong and we truly see the DXY come down as we start to see markets open, then there is a very good chance Bitcoin sees a continuation to the upside towards that $57,412 level. However, if we break 49,700, then that could have just been another fake out from the weekend, and then we come back into this consolidation zone throughout this week. I don't expect too much of a violent downside scenario just yet. That could change, but at this point, things are looking good. The fact that the weekend took us up, not down, is a very positive thing. And with that being said, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see some of you guys on our Discord, and until our next video, snipers out.